Hey guys, welcome in to the first of your weekly address with Mr. Smith. And today's topic for AP Government we're going to talk about is the process of amending the Constitution. We spent the last couple of days in class talking about the Bill of Rights. Those are the first 10 amendments that originated from the debate between the Federalists and Anti-Federalists over the protection of individual rights. And we've now gone through all 10 of those first amendments. But there are 17 more amendments to the Constitution that were put in place after the Bill of Rights. And by the end of this year, you will be able to know all 27 of those amendments. But what I want to talk to you guys today in preparation for tomorrow's quiz and for future reference down the line is the process of amending the Constitution. Now, first of all, there are two ways that new amendments can be proposed to be entered into the Constitution. The first is that either the House or the Senate, so the two houses in Congress, one of those houses can actually propose an amendment to the Constitution. And then once that amendment has been proposed, there must be a 2/3 vote in both the House and the Senate for that amendment to be presented towards the states. So Congress typically will present an amendment proposal, and then it must pass a 2/3 vote in each house before then it moves on to the states. But before we talk about the ratification process, there's another way that amendments can be proposed to the Constitution. And that is actually through 2/3 of the state legislatures. So that is the state Congresses. The state Congresses, 2/3 of them, can call for a national convention. And in this national convention, the states can call for the proposal of an amendment. So there's two ways for an amendment to be proposed to the Constitution. Now, altogether, as I mentioned, there are 27 amendments, including the first 10 Bill of Rights. For all 27 amendments, all of them have been first proposed in Congress. Never before in American history has there been a 2/3 state legislature call for a national convention. So the Bill of Rights, those 10 plus the 17 that followed, have all been proposed first in Congress. Now, once an amendment gets out of Congress, or in the event that it were to happen in the future, a national convention, for the ratification of an amendment, once it's gone through Congress or these special national conventions, there's two ways for an amendment to actually find itself ratified into the Constitution. And keep in mind, this has happened 17 times officially in American history. The first and the most common way for an amendment to be ratified is to go through the state legislatures. If 3/4 of the state legislatures agree to adopt and ratify the amendment, then it will find its way into the Constitution. So that's the most common way. In fact, 16 of the 17 amendments added since the Bill of Rights has gone the route of the state votes. And so if 3/4 of the states vote to ratify the amendment, it's in the Constitution. Now, as far as representation is concerned, each state gets one vote. This is not a matter of the larger states get more votes than the smaller states. So 50 votes, and it has to be 3/4 of that 50 to be ratified into the Constitution. The second way for ratification to occur is if the states actually form what are known as ratifying conventions. And in these ratifying conventions, these are special procedures in which conventions are formed on ratification, again, it's the magic number of 3/4. It's the magic number of 3/4. That process, through special state convention, has only happened once. And that was with the 21st Amendment, which was to overturn the 18th Amendment, which was the ban on alcohol in the United States. So only one time has a ratifying convention option been used to pass an amendment to the Constitution. There have been thousands, and I mean thousands of proposals brought into the House since the beginning of the Constitution up until not so long ago. In fact, according to one website, you've had over 11,000 proposals for amendments. But the fact of the matter is, only 17 have actually made their way into the Constitution. The process of ratification and proposing amendments is arduous. It is a long, drawn-out process that often turns political, engages the interests of state versus federalism. So where can you get all this great information on where to find the proposal process and the ratification process? They're in the Constitution directly. Articles 5 and Article 7 specifically outline all the provisions about state 2/3 votes in Congress, the state legislatures ratifying with 3/4 vote. That's all there in the Constitution. So I hope you guys have enjoyed our first installment of Mr. Smith's weekly address. I plan on doing these quite often, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can do tomorrow on the amendments quiz. Just keep in mind with the Bill of Rights, you got to know those 10 amendments pretty cold for the quiz. And then also don't forget about our APGOV Hump Day with the hashtag. We're doing current events tomorrow on Bill of Rights and a current event story. So I wish you guys a good rest of your Tuesday, and tomorrow's Wednesday, of course. And thanks for watching. And remember, the past shapes the future. Take care.